The Rock has blasted a fan on social media over false CM Punk claims, calling the person in question a clown. Dax Harwood shoves Cash Wheeler on last night's episode of AEW Collision. Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, confronts the TBS champion Mercedes Mone on Collision. Several names declare their entry for the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Kevin Knight signs with AEW, but did reportedly hold talks with WWE prior to signing with All Elite Wrestling. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford attacked the AEW Women's World Champion Timeless Toni Storm last night. Drew McIntyre got glass in his eye during the SmackDown car windshield spot with Damian Priest on Friday. WWE President Nick Khan reveals plans to hold a WWE PLE in India in 2026 or 2027. A last man standing match is confirmed for next week's episode of SmackDown. The TNT Championship will be on the line at the upcoming AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. Several matches and segments have been confirmed for next week's edition of AEW Dynamite, and the date and location for TNA Bound for Glory has possibly been revealed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Before we get into the stories, a reminder, you can join the WN365 roster. All you have to do is click that join button. The link's in the video description below. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content, which includes gaming streams coming exclusively for members in the future. In addition to that, check out the sidebar for all of the upcoming watch-alongs, post-shows, such as Raw on Monday, AEW Dynasty, of course. On the road to WrestleMania, we'll be doing watch-alongs and post-shows too, as well as for WrestleMania 41 itself. Now, speaking of WrestleMania, we found out Friday on SmackDown that CM Punk, for the first time, will main event WrestleMania. Now, there had been rumors possibly that the final boss, The Rock, was preventing Punk from main eventing the show of shows, and this because The Rock and CM Punk haven't always seen eye to eye. Over a decade ago, of course, CM Punk faced off against The Rock at the Royal Rumble back in 2013, where he lost his WWE Championship to the Brahma Bull. The two again faced off in a rematch at the 2013 Elimination Chamber event, where Punk once again failed to win back his title. The loss at the time crushed Punk's dreams of headlining WrestleMania, and he later departed the company following his 2014 Royal Rumble loss. This soon began a rumor amongst fans about the two not sharing a stable relationship. Now, although nothing concrete ever emerged about their status, Punk and The Rock kind of spoke about it a couple of times. Of course, The Rock infamously tried to phone CM Punk when he was in the middle of a Raw ring back in around sort of 2018. when he was filming a part of a movie. Now, on social media, a wrestling fan called All E Now NZ around 3 weeks ago claimed on Instagram that The Rock hated CM Punk and that Punk would not main event WrestleMania as long as the final boss was involved. This is what they said, quote, "The Rock totally hates this one person in WWE and I'm completely convinced he is never going to let this guy get his shine as long as he is involved somehow, some way. Every single time we get closer to WrestleMania season and this guy is still in the company, I promise you The Rock will be involved in some way or another. I'm talking about CM Punk. As long as The Rock is here, this man is not allowed to main event WrestleMania." As the reel went viral, the Black Adam actor commented on the post around a week ago and cleared up all such speculations. You can see the comment on the screen right there in the picture. He said, quote, "First of all, Punk and I have become good buddies over the years. We're solid. Secondly, whatever matchmaking scenario is best for true long-term and not short-term business success, that will be our Mania main event. Lastly, you're a clown." Now, after the March 28th episode of SmackDown, the Instagram user's comments no longer hold any value, of course, as CM Punk will now main event WrestleMania 41 against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match on night one. So, seemingly, that rumor is being put to bed. Going to AEW Collision last night, tensions are continuing between FTR and Cope. After losing to Wheeler Yuta, Dax Harwood was upset with referee Paul Turner. Officials came out to restrain Dax, forcing him chest first into the turnbuckle. Cash Wheeler came to the ring to meet with Dax, but as he grabbed his partner, he was shoved to the ground. Realizing who he shoved, Dax tried to extend a hand to help Cash up. Cash blew off Dax, leaving the ring. FTR is set to team with Cope to challenge the Death Riders Pac, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta for the AEW World Trios Championship at the upcoming AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. Now, Athena returned to AEW television last night. Athena made her return to AEW TV, stepping to Mercedes Mone on the March 29th episode of AEW Collision. Mercedes took shots at Billy Starks, wondering who trained her and burying the person that did. Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena, Billie Stark's teacher, made her way to the ring to confront Mone. Athena got the better of an exchange and went for an O-face, but Mone pulled Robin Renegade in the way. Mercedes left the ring as Athena declared AEW Collision as her show. Now, it was a big night when it came to the women's division for AEW, several names declaring their entry into the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Let's begin with Mercedes Mone. Mercedes Mone, the TBS champion, has officially declared for the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. Mercedes said she wanted to add more gold to her collection, and she would do that by winning the Owen and then winning the AEW Women's World Championship at AEW All In. Tony Schiavone noted there would be a lot of competition in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, including Billie Stark's. Now, another name later declared for the tournament, that being Athena, because she wants to add more gold to her collection as well. Athena announced she will be in the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. She made the announcement last night on the March 29th episode of AEW Collision. Athena noted that Mercedes Mone is in the business of collecting gold, and so is she as the reigning Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. Of course, the winner of the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament will challenge for the AEW Women's World title at AEW All In later this year in Texas. We got more declarations because Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa both declared for the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament on last night's episode of Collision. Of course, as I mentioned, the winner will have that title match at AEW All In Texas. Jamie Hayter is the latest name to declare for the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. She made the announcement also last night on AEW Collision as well. So several names declaring for the upcoming tournament. Now, it's been a lot of speculation about this over recent weeks, but last night it was indeed made official. The newest signing to AEW was revealed, but did have a WWE tryout or with interest from the company, but he made the decision to join AEW instead. During last night's March 29th episode of AEW Collision, former New Japan Pro Wrestling star Kevin Knight made his AEW TV debut in a match against Switchblade Jay White. After White scored the win, he got on the microphone to praise Knight, saying he's pretty sure we'd see more of Knight in All Elite Wrestling going forward. It was soon confirmed that would indeed be the case, as AEW President and CEO Tony Khan took to social media to officially announce Knight has signed with AEW. After that announcement, more details have now emerged on interest in Knight from WWE. As reported by PW Insider, Knight took part in an invited WWE tryout at the Performance Center several weeks ago, and the company was interested in signing him. However, in the end, Knight made the decision to join AEW. Corey Hayes of PW Nexus corroborated PW Insider's report, adding that WWE had conversations with Knight and would have liked him to join NXT, but he chose to sign with AEW for more money. Going back to Collision last night, and things once again got heated over the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm opened the March 29th episode of AEW Collision, addressing Megan Bayne. Storm noted that Bayne pinned her on AEW Dynamite, putting her flat on her back like she had just bought her a steak dinner. Storm said she had to remember who she is, and she is Timeless Toni Storm, and she was going to leave AEW Dynasty with Bayne's tits in her purse. Storm was then attacked by Penelope Ford and Bayne. Bayne hit the bow down onto Storm, onto the AEW Women's World title. Of course, as I mentioned, they're set to face off at AEW Dynasty over the AEW Women's World title. Let's go to SmackDown, and Drew McIntyre got some real glass in his eye. There's been a new status update on Drew McIntyre after receiving a South of Heaven chokeslam through a car windshield on SmackDown on Friday. In what was a homecoming of sorts for McIntyre at the O2 Arena in London, the United Kingdom's first and only WWE World Champion had a night of highs and lows on SmackDown. McIntyre began the night by staking his claim for an undisputed WWE Championship post-WrestleMania 41, should Cody Rhodes successfully defeat John Cena in Las Vegas. He would then go on to inflict a rare pinfall loss to Randy Orton later on in the evening, with an assist from Kevin Owens, before meeting up with Scottish singer Lewis Capaldi backstage at the show. However, the former World Heavyweight Champion's night took a turn for the worse shortly thereafter, as he was jumped by his rival Damian Priest and driven through a car windshield via a South of Heaven chokeslam. After the spot, McIntyre took to X to comment, saying, quote, "That was real glass, it got in my eye." Now, while this seemingly was a wink and a nod to Jack Perry and CM Punk's altercation at AEW All In London's Wembley Stadium in 2023, PW Insider has now shared an update on McIntyre's status after the spot. According to their report, McIntyre's comments about getting glass in his eye is in fact legitimate. However, he is said to be fine after the incident. Now, could we be getting a WWE PLE in India in the future? Now, WWE's global expansion over the past few years has seen the company host premium live events all over the world. A future international location for a major show has seemingly been revealed, with WWE President Nick Khan telling an outlet that WWE's goal is to host a flagship event in India. Noting that WWE is currently penciling out its schedule for 2026 and 2027, the WWE president noted that India was at the top of the list of priority countries previously given to them by Netflix. When asked if there are any plans to bring WWE flagship events to India, Nick Khan said, quote, "That's the goal, and we're penciling out 2026 and 2027 now. In one of our first meetings with Netflix after the deal was signed, without asking, Netflix handed us a list of their priority countries. At the top of their list was India. And knowing that the race would come into play on April 1st in India, it's important to Netflix, assume it's important to us. India has always been important to us, so we're penciling it out now, and let's wait and see." While WWE hasn't held a mainline PLE in India, a non-televised superstar spectacle event took place in Hyderabad in September 2023. WWE is currently in the middle of a European tour, most recently holding SmackDown in London, England this past Friday. Speaking of SmackDown, a big match has been confirmed for next week's episode. A last man standing match has been confirmed for the Friday, April 4th episode of SmackDown, with WWE's Road to WrestleMania 41 European tour set to conclude with Monday's WWE Raw in London. The company have announced a big match for their return to stateside for SmackDown in Chicago, Illinois. As confirmed by WWE, next Friday we'll see familiar foes Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman collide in a last man standing match. The announcement follows Fatu's interference in Strowman's United States Championship match with LA Knight on Friday's episode of SmackDown in London, with the Samoan Werewolf causing the match to end in a disqualification victory for the monster of all monsters. Of course, Fatu and Strowman have been embroiled in a feud for several months now. However, their previous one-on-one meetings at both the March 21st episode of SmackDown and Saturday night's main event on January 25th have both ended in DQ victories for Strowman. With a DQ finish being impossible in a last man standing match, it appears we will finally get a definitive winner come next Friday. Now, going to the upcoming AEW Dynasty pay-per-view, the TNT Championship will be on the line. Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole will run it back one more time. AEW announced that Daniel Garcia will defend the AEW TNT Championship against Adam Cole at AEW Dynasty. There will be no time limit and no outside interference in the match. Of course, Cole and Garcia have fought twice before on AEW Collision. Their first match ended with Shane Taylor Promotions, Sean Dean, Carly Bravo, and Lee Moriarty interfering. Their second battle ended in a 20-minute time limit draw. This match is now, though, official for AEW Dynasty. A reminder, we'll be doing a watch-along and a post-show for that next weekend. Now let's talk about AEW Dynamite this coming Wednesday. All Elite Wrestling announced that Cope will take on Claudio Castagnoli on Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. Claudio issued the challenge on AEW Collision, saying that Cope had lost his edge. Plus, the brackets will be revealed for the men's and women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Finally, Timeless Toni Storm will take on Penelope Ford ahead of defending her title against Megan Bayne at AEW Dynasty. And finally, the date and location possibly for TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view may have been revealed. Bound for Glory is the biggest event on TNA's yearly pay-per-view calendar, taking place in the month of October every single year since the inaugural show debuted way back in 2005, with this year hosting the 21st edition of the pay-per-view. No official announcements have yet been made about TNA Bound for Glory 2025, but Fightful Select have offered some insight into potential plans for the location of the show. It is noted that a key location is currently in the running for hosting privileges, coming in the form of Lowell, Massachusetts. Bound for Glory has never taken place in the Boston area, meaning a first time ever for those who live there. In terms of potential venues for Bound for Glory, the Songa Center has reportedly been looked at by the promotion. As noted, nothing has yet been confirmed for TNA Bound for Glory 2025, but Fightful's report indicates that Boston may very well be the end result for the location of the show. There is nothing currently on the specific date for the October-based event. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. A reminder, you can join the WN365 roster by clicking that join button. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Be sure to check out the sidebar for upcoming watch-alongs and post-shows. More countdown videos, more news videos coming soon. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.